We are, I believe, live. Well, first and foremost, hello, everybody. I have the famous Ryan Dosen here with me. Um, and it's even more fun today because it's his birthday. So happy birthday, Ryan.
Thank you.
We figured we originally were going to come on here and talk about tags in your CRM. And then as I thought over the weekend, I was like, it's Ryan's birthday that day. You know what we should do? We should actually come on and talk about, is there an ROI for celebrating your employee slash, partners' birthdays and anniversaries and all those things. And so I messaged him over the weekend and was like, we're going to change direction and do this. And he was like, okay. So here we are, on his day of birth. He is super young. He's aging backwards, you can tell.
Still
And
25,
I know
25 every year.
25 years old. It's great.
Yeah.
Our kids are almost that age. Really scary. Anyways, so we're going to talk about this though, because listen, we consult people all day, every day, and this is actually a thing that we hear regularly. And we've both been a part of, other worlds in the past, and not every boss slash manager could be a manager too, right? Wishes happy birthday to their internal team or happy anniversary, and it actually can cause an issue, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean it certainly can. I've been a part of companies in the past where birthdays and anniversaries just, they weren't mentioned or celebrated or anything like that. And it makes me think of, well, first, in an extreme case, if somebody starts feeling not appreciated, not cared for, a business can lose a good employee over something like that, right? And
Yeah.
I think you were sharing the numbers with me before. I mean, the cost of replacing some people you can't replace even, right? Like you're going to
Right.
get a replacement that's not as good and you're going to be in a worse position, but it could be 50, 200% of their salary to replace a
Yeah.
talented team member over feelings almost, right? Or not feeling appreciated. So when you can just build some little systems in place to make sure that you are taking the time in the middle of everything else, show people that you do care. Um, and I get something from Lindsay every time it's my birthday. She texts me and she calls me and she sends me something, and I really appreciate that. But it makes me think of a couple of things. Sorry, I kind of go over 5 minutes, Lynn,
I like
sometimes.
this stuff.
But it makes me think a couple of things. So Roosevelt said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It's not so much about us needing them to believe we know stuff, but it's like the undercurrent of that is if we don't show them that we care about them, they're not listening to us or we're not that important to them.
Yeah.
And then John Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership, the bottom level of leadership is position, and the way you get from being just someone that's bossing people around based upon authority and rank to the next level of permission where they actually want to follow you
Mhm.
and want to be a part of your world. You get to that level by showing people that you give a damn, that you care about them, and by doing things like remembering their birthday and remembering their work anniversaries. So
Yeah.
that's very foundational stuff in terms of leadership and how to run a business. And yeah, it can come back to bite you if you don't treat it and give it the attention it needs.
Yeah, and we've heard this said. I have heard this. So when I was a manager with somebody, and this person used to say to me, I'd be like, "Hey, they just want you to say happy birthday. Like you need to do that." Or if they were celebrating online, like it's my anniversary and this, thing, I'd always be like, they just want you to be like happy anniversary or say something. And the person would say, "Well, I pay them. I pay them to do the job, right?" And listen, 100%. That is so true. But we're humans doing the things, right? And humans are born on a certain day. And like every year, we do celebrate those things. Now, some people decide to not celebrate their birthday anymore after however long or whatever, but that's on them. But the truth is, like, it's our one day, and it's the same thing for anniversary. Like, as we continue to spend more time somewhere, like people want to be acknowledged. And so I have seen people leave because of those things. I have also seen, people not care, right? Some people do not care and they don't need that from a manager or an authority figure at all. And that's great, but why wouldn't you do it as somebody who's running a business? So like I was listening to a podcast, I'm happy to tag it here with Gary Vee where he was talking about, like every morning he wakes up and he text messages all the anniversaries, all the birthdays. Brene Brown talked about like some of these leaders that a lot of people follow and really, think highly of. John Maxwell. That is what they do. They wake up in the morning, they do those things, right? And like even like Spirit Airlines or actually it must have been, I don't remember who it was, but it was somebody. It's an airline that like the boss, like the main CEO was like that was her morning. She would write cards every morning. And I remember, thinking, yeah, like cuz it matters cuz people want to be acknowledged sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to listen to me and Lindsay, I mean, maybe you listen to Gary Vee, John Maxwell, and
Yeah,
Brene
right.
Brown. Like, I mean, that's this is important stuff, and it may seem small, and I get the sentiment of, I mean, I'm thanking them every day by paying them to be here. It's like, okay, yeah, but at the same time, you'll see business owners that are like, I want people that are going to treat this more than just a job. I want people that are going to be personally invested
Yeah.
in this, in my business, right? Okay, well maybe give them a reason to believe that you actually care about them as a human being too, and layer something on top of the fact that they're just getting money from you,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And there is a little bit more to that, right? Like so at people's like 5 year, 7 year, 10 year for us, which we've started to get people up there. I mean, Ryan's coming up on a big anniversary soon. Like we give them something more. Like I think I jokingly got you a watch at one point for whatever year that was. I don't remember. But like,
Mhm.
like those things are cute and fun and it's fun to celebrate people and celebrate the relationship that's been intact for a long time, so that's why anniversaries do matter. um but what we would say, okay, so let's we talked about the ROI, we talked about why, but really quickly like systems around this. So like obviously if you have an ops person, like they can help you with that. Clearly you can have a calendar that you put together that has it on there that emails you in the morning with notifications. You can set up notifications for like a week out, a day out. Like you can really set yourself up for success there, right? What are some other things that they maybe could use, Ryan? Like if it's not one of those two things.
I mean, most of my people will just
Yeah.
do what and that's what I do myself is I'll put an annual recurring reminder. Like
Yeah.
as soon as an important day comes up, an
Yep.
annual recurring reminder just goes on there. I mean, many of you are already in CRMs and you could potentially put the person in the
Good.
CRM as well,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, why not? An internal CRM, like, you know, it's fine for something to happen for you too. And I think that's okay. We actually do have a cute little thing. So we got Giftogram, which is probably what Ryan got this morning. But we set it up for the whole year and choose, things for people and give them gift cards so that they can go get something that they might want. Or sometimes we might do Amazon or whatever. So we give birthday money, like we do a little something for everybody. And I used to be really diligent about like doing gifts and things, but then we started to have virtual lives, and it's harder. And so Giftogram and some of those things are really clutch, right? It's so easy to give people something these days by text or email. And so don't shy away. Like Amazon allows you to do e-cards, like all kinds of stuff. So the rule of thumb here, you could do flowers, you could do all these things. You could make it really easy with a giftogram or whatever, but just do something, at least a text or an email or a phone call would be even better, right?
Yep. Yep. The personal touches, the more personal it can be, the better it is, right? Like if I had just gotten a giftogram this morning from Lindsay, that would be nice. In the back of my mind, I might have been thinking, well, did she do it? Did her assistant do it? Whatever.
Did
But
we set it
she,
up? Yep.
right, or was I just part of a system here? But Lindsay, sent me a personal message and that was clearly from her and stuff. And so that matters. That matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good. So we'll revisit really quickly. ROI 50 to 200% there. I would say on the 200% side, guys.
And
Um,
again, that was 50 to 200%
yeah,
of
of the
the
salary.
person's salary. The return on investment is
Yeah,
way beyond that. What's the investment of a phone call, like or a text message? That's
right.
just a couple of minutes of your time. You don't even have to spend money on some of this stuff, but anyway, so the ROI is really the gift card or the phone call
Yeah,
versus 200% of somebody making $75,000 a year or something like that. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
yeah. By the way, I'll end with this. If you're a person who's like, oh, they just get themselves a gift because they get everybody, they do everything for me and blah, 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 blah. This is your one time a year for them to not do that for themselves, for you to celebrate them. I like 2 times a year at least, right? I like the holidays too, so 3. But like again, there's at least 2 times anniversary and birthday that you maybe could do something yourself. So, all right, thanks, Ryan. Bye,
I
guys.
guess.